Welcome to ePG Pathshala lecture series on data analytics. In this session, we will continue discussing about querying in MongoDB environment. In the previous session, we discussed about the fundamental querying related to creation, insertion and deletion of tables. Tables here in the sense the documents and collections. As part of this session, we will understand the various data types in MongoDB or which is supported by MongoDB, and then also we will understand MongoDB queries and update languages. First, let us start with the various data types that is supported by MongoDB. MongoDB actually supports many data types, few of them are discussed here, and you may find majority of these data types are also supported by many of the other relational database environment also. Let us start with the first type of data type, string. String is the most commonly used data type to store data. String in a MongoDB must be UTF-8 valid. Integer is the next and most commonly used data type which is used for storing numerical values. Integer can be 32-bit or a 64-bit depending upon the server which you are using for MongoDB. Boolean is a type of variable, data variable, which is capable of storing binary value, that is Boolean value, true or false or 0 or 1. When you want to store floating variables or floating values, floating point values, you can make use of the data type called double in MongoDB, which is same as in other relational environment also. Then you have min max keys for the purpose of comparing a value against the lowest and highest BSON elements. Then you make use of arrays, which is used for storing an array of values or simply multiple values into one key. You have a special data type called timestamp, which is called as sitestamp, C timestamp. This can be handy for recording when a document has been modified or deleted. Then we have data type for representing embedded documents called as objects. MongoDB also supports null data type and can hold null values. It supports symbols which is used to indicate a string, but in general it is reserved for languages that use a specific symbol type. We have a data type date, which is used to store current date and time in Unix time format. You can specify your own date time by creating an object of date and passing date, month, year and time into it. There is a special type of data type called object ID, which is used for storing document IDs, which is a unique value for holding or identifying documents. Then you have binary data type, which is used for storing binary data. You have a code data type for storing JavaScript into the or JavaScript code into the document, and finally you have regular expressions, which is one special type of data type which is used for storing regular expressions. So, these are the various data types that is supported by MongoDB. Among these data types, you can find many are similar to what is available in relational environment. Next, we will take a look into the various fundamental queries which are used for inserting, updating, modifying data into document collections. Suppose you want to insert a document, then in MongoDB you will have to make use of the command called insert or the save method. The general syntax is db.collection_name.insert, and the insert method will take an argument which is nothing but the document, the entire document itself. For example, take a look at this. Here we have the command insert. Before that we have the name of the collection called my collection, into which you are going to insert the document. Now, this my collection is inside the current database. So, we are trying to insert a document which is identified by a unique ID, then it has a title, description, a name of an individual or an entity who created this document, the URL where the content is available, the tags related to this content, and then the likes related to the comments posted by various users. So, put together it is going to represent one web document or contents available in the URL www.abc.com, wherein you have comments posted by various users and the likes given by those users. So, once you execute this command, a new document of this structure will be created. Here the my collection is actually the name of the collection. Suppose while you are creating, that is while you are inserting the document, if you do not have such a collection by this name, then MongoDB will by itself create such a collection name and then insert the document into the collection. Now, when you want to query the documents, how can we do in MongoDB? In MongoDB, you have a method called find method, with which you can display the contents in a non-structured way. The syntax for the find method is db dot the name of the collection dot find method. For example, if you are going to make use of this find method, I told the contents are going to be displayed in a non-structured way, but that may not be good for visualization purpose. That is, when you want to understand what is the content of the document, using find method may not be good. So, when you want to find the content in a structured way, then you can go for or opt for another method called pretty method. This method is used for displaying the results in a formatted way. Say, apart from this find and pretty method, there is one more method also called as find one method, which returns exactly one document alone. So, as the name of the method find one indicates that it is going to return exactly one document. Let us take a look at this example. Here in this example, we make use of the method called find to identify or to view the documents inside my collection. For this, I want to display in a structured way. When I want to get things displayed in a structured way, then I mentioned we will have to make use of the method called pretty method. So, find dot pretty, then the output that will be displayed is going to be like this, which you know is the document which you inserted using the method called insert method. So, this is how you can query a given document and find what are the contents of the document. RDBMS where class has many equivalents in MongoDB. This particular slide provides you a mapping between the where class in RDBMS to corresponding or equivalent classes in MongoDB. Let us go through one by one. Suppose you want to query a document based on some condition, you can use any of the following operations. In database, that is in normal operation called equality, the syntax is going to be key colon the corresponding value. So, one example is db dot mycall dot find, and inside that if you are going to look in for say tutorial point, then you should make use of the document that is created by say tutorial point. That is, you are trying to look in for a document whose name is tutorial point. So, by colon tutorial point indicates you are looking in for a file content having tutorial point, and you need the method called pretty to display that in a structured way. This query is equivalent to whereby equal to tutorial point query in an RDBMS environment. The second type of operation that you can perform is less than. So, here you make use of the key colon the corresponding value with the symbol colon. So, $LT is less than, $LT is the equivalent command for less than operation. So, an example is db.myCallFind likes $less than 50. So, what we are trying to find here is we are trying to look in for those documents which contains likes less than 50. So, it is equivalent to the where class where likes is less than equal to 50, less than 50 in an RDBMS environment. Less than equal to is indicated as $LTE. So, when you take a look at this example, likes which is less than equal to 50. So, this query will return the documents containing likes less than equal to 50. So, this is similar to where likes is less than equal to 50. Similarly, you have queries for greater than equals and not equals. Let us take a look at the not equals. Not equal is indicated using the keyword $NE. For example, the query db.myCall.find likes not equal to 50 means we are trying to identify the documents in the collection named myCall where the likes is not equal to 50. So, it will select all the documents which does not contain likes equal to 50. So, these are the various types of where classes and the corresponding MongoDB versions are listed in this slide. The next type of binary operation that you can perform in MongoDB is AND operation. Suppose you want to make use of the find method, and if you are trying to pass multiple keys as part of the find method, then you can make use of the AND condition. The general syntax for using AND condition is here you can find the key values in the find inside the find method. So, key value 1 value 1 comma key 2 value 2 pair. So, here the comma indicates AND. For example, if I execute the query db.myCall.find by ABC comma title is MongoDB overview, then it will retrieve that particular document where the document is created by person named ABC and the title of the document is MongoDB overview. So, this is going to be the output for the given query where you are trying to find a document created by a person named ABC and has a title MongoDB overview. So, this is an example showing all the tutorials written by ABC and whose title is MongoDB overview. The second type of operation is OR operation, which is also used as part of the condition. So, the general syntax is $R, that is you need to make use of $R wherever you want to apply the condition called OR condition. For example, db.myCallFind $R key value 1 comma key value 2, that is you are providing 2 key value pairs and the query is any one of these key value pair condition must be satisfied. So, either this key value pair or the other key value pair will be used. For example, if you want to show all tutorials written by a person named ABC or all those documents whose title is MongoDB overview, then the query will look like this: db.myCall.find or by colon ABC. So, by is the key and ABC is the value, title is the second key and MongoDB overview is the value for the second key. Now, the query looks in for either this condition to be satisfied or this condition to be satisfied. So, the result is going to be list of documents that were either created by ABC or which has the title MongoDB overview. So, here it returns a document of object ID this which is having either the title MongoDB or ABC. If you are supposed to make use of and or together, then you need to make use of say a command like this. So, db.mycall.find likes, the value is greater than 10, or the key value pair is ABC, comma, the title must be MongoDB overview. What does it mean? The query states you are supposed to find, that is, the result is going to be the documents where the likes is greater than 10, and it can have either of the condition, that is, it must be created either by ABC or must have the title MongoDB overview. So, if you execute the query, it is going to display a particular document where the likes is greater than 10. So, here you can find the likes in the document is 100, which is greater than 10, and you can also find the document has the title MongoDB overview, and by fortunate this document is also created by ABC. Even if you do not have ABC, but the title is MongoDB overview or the other way around, this document will be selected based on the OR command. So, the example here shows the documents that have likes greater than 100 and whose title is either MongoDB overview or it is created by ABC. This is equivalent to the given SQL query where you have the where class as where likes is greater than 10 and it is created by ABC or title is equal to MongoDB overview. The next type of command is MongoDB update command. So, this is for updating a document. The MongoDB update command is of two types. You can have either an update or a save method, which can be used for updating document into a collection. The update method actually updates the values in the existing document. So, the general syntax is db dot the name of the collection followed by the method update with two criteria. One is the selection criteria, another one is the updated data, that is the data that you want to update into the document. The same method, how it works is it replaces the existing document with the new passed or with the new document which has been passed as part of the save method. So, the general syntax for save method is db dot the collection name dot save. It takes in two parameters as arguments. One is the object ID, that is the object which you want to replace with the new data which is passed as the second argument. So, the two methods called update and save methods, though they both are working in different way, both are essential for updating data. One for saving values into the existing document and other one for changing the values that is associated to an existing value. In other words, it is simply replacing the existing document. For example, consider your my collection contains of the following documents, that is one document has a title document MongoDB overview, another document has a title NoSQL overview, and the third document has a title overview. Suppose if you are going to execute a command and the command is aimed towards setting the new title new MongoDB tutorial for the document whose title is MongoDB overview. So, now from the collection you can see MongoDB overview is the first document. Suppose you want to change the title of this document, then you should supply the name, the new name, which is new MongoDB tutorial. So, you can make use of the update method. The update method goes like this: db.mycall.update the title, that is the existing title, and the existing title need to be set with a new title. So, you make use of the keyword $set followed by the title, that is the key value pair, the new key value pair. Having executed this command, it will not return any result. Instead, if you want to know whether the new title has been updated, then you will have to once again make use of the find method to list down all documents available in the collection. So, when you make use of the find method, you can find originally the MongoDB overview titled document has now been replaced with the new title new MongoDB tutorial. Now let us take an example to understand the save method. Suppose you want to replace a document whose ID is as given here in this slide. You can now make use of save. So what I told was, save method is used for replacing existing document. So all you require is an existing document which is represented by a ID, document ID. So here you can find, say, a method called save. The syntax goes like this: db.mycall.save. You are providing the document which you are going to replace. Now this document with this ID is going to be replaced by the title new topic, which is created by ABC. So there are two new key value informations that you are passing for replacing the existing document. Now if you type the find command, you will find the document with the ID, this ID, the last 5 characters you can find 45EC7. Here you find 45EC7, which was originally the overview, has now been replaced with the title new topic, which is created by ABC. So if you type the find command, now you will find the original document, that is 45EC7, has now been replaced with the new key value pair information inside the document. The next command which you should learn is delete command, because having understood how to insert, how to update and how to save, next you should also know how to delete a document. In MongoDB environment, you have a method called remove method. The remove method is used for removing a document from the document collection. So remove method actually accepts two parameters. One parameter is a deletion criteria and the second one is just a flag. This is a just in one flag. What is this deletion criteria? The deletion criteria as well as the just one flag both are optional, but we should also know what are these optional parameters. Deletion criteria tells the deletion criteria according to which the document will be removed, and the just one parameter is set to true or 1, then it removes only one document. That is, either you are going to remove the entire set of document inside a collection, or you are going to remove exactly one document from the given document collection. The syntax for the remove method is as follows: db dot the name of the collection dot you call the remove method with the corresponding deletion criteria. Now let us take a look at an example from which you can understand this remove method. Consider the my collection which has the following data. So it has 3 documents named with title MongoDB overview, NoSQL overview and then overview. Suppose you want to remove all the documents whose title is MongoDB overview, then you will have to simply issue the command called remove with the title name, that is the key value title and MongoDB overview. Then if you type the command find, you will find from these 3 files documents, the document with the title MongoDB overview has been deleted and the remaining 2 documents alone will be listed here. Next important command in MongoDB is projection command. In MongoDB, projection means selecting only the necessary data after then selecting the whole of the data in a given document. Suppose if a document contains 5 fields, but you need only 2 or 3 fields, then you can make use of this projection. So this is similar to the projection operation performed in RDBMS environment. For this, you will have to make use of the find key. The find method accepts second optional parameter, which is the list of fields that you want to retrieve. In MongoDB, you should execute the find method with the second parameter. Suppose if the second parameter is set to a value 1, then it will show the field. In case if the value is set to 0, then it will hide the fields. So the general syntax for MongoDB projection, that is find method, is db dot the name of the collection dot find method with the second parameter being set to 1. Let us take an example and understand how this projection works. Consider the my collection comprising of 3 topics. Now we want to display only the title alone but not the object IDs. Now what I can do is I can simply type the command find command by setting the first parameter with the corresponding key, that is the title which I want to display, and the key must be set with the value 1. If a particular key's value is set to 1, then it indicates only those attributes or fields alone will be displayed. Take a look at this statement. Underscore ID is set to 0, meaning the ID information will not be displayed, that is it will be hidden. So when you execute this command, you may find only the title of these documents are listed down and not the object IDs. Now one important point to be noted here is the ID field is always displayed when you execute the find command, but if you do not want this field, you will have to set this to 0 as a second argument in the find command, only then the IDs will not be displayed. The next method is the limit method. Whenever you want to limit the records in MongoDB, then you need to make use of the limit method. The syntax for the limit method is db.collectionName.find method followed by the limit indicating the number. For example, if you type the command db.mycall.file, title is 1, that is only the titles alone you want to display it, and the limit is 2, means then only 2 number of files will be, that is only 2 number of document titles will be displayed. That is a usage of limit. For example, consider you have 3 documents with 3 titles. Now I am setting the limit to 2, and when I execute the query, the find method with limit set to 2, only first 2 titles will be displayed, the rest of the titles will not be displayed. Another method is skip method. In MongoDB, apart from the limit method, the skip method can also be used for displaying, that is for projection. The skip method actually accepts number type argument and is used to skip the number of documents. The general syntax is skip followed by the number. So you can set the limit and skip 1. Normally if skip method is not mentioned with any number value, then by default it will take a value 0. The next important method is sort method. Sorting is very essential in all database environment. So in MongoDB also you have a method called sort method. This method accepts documents containing a list of fields that may be sorted in some order. The order is indicated either using a value 1 or -1. If it is -1, then if it is 1, then it is displayed in ascending order. If it is -1, then it is displayed in descending order. So the general syntax for sort method is db.collection.find.sort with the corresponding key value. Here the key value is set to 1 for displaying the files in ascending order. Suppose if you want to display the same list of documents in descending order, then the key value must be set to -1. So for example, you have 3 documents. If I am going to execute the sort command with the title key with a value -1, then I am going to display that in descending order. So here the titles will be sorted alphabetically and then listed in the reverse order. So overview is the title that will come first, followed by NoSQL, and then followed by MongoDB. Another important method which is very essential in database is index method. Indices are special data structures which are widely used for easy accessibility or fast accessibility of the data. The general syntax for index method is ensure index with a key value 1. So here the key is the name of the file on which you want to create an index, and 1 is for ascending order and -1 is for descending order. Then the last type of operation in MongoDB is aggregation. Aggregations actually help in processing the data and computing the results. Aggregations are similar to the SQL command like count or average. So how do you call an aggregation in MongoDB environment is you have a method called aggregate method. The general syntax is db.collection.aggregate aggregate operation. So example is db.mycall.aggregate followed by the sum which going to be displayed in ascending order. So the SQL equivalent for this function is select the user and display the count based on the user. So in summary, in this session we discussed about various queries that may be used for inserting and deleting data or modifying data in MongoDB environment. When you want to insert or do some operations related to updations in MongoDB, you should also know the usage of the various data types. So, as part of this session, we also discussed about the various data types that are supported by MongoDB, and you may also find all these data types are also existing in traditional database environments. Thank you.